Hello, everyone.
Hello, people.
Hello out there. It is the Planetary Gamers, Brandon and Sarah. We are here doing a live stream tonight showcasing our brand new Dassault Falcon 7X.
Austin.
Austain's here?
Yeah, he is.
Austin! Hello. But yeah, so we got the new Dassault 7X, and we are planning on flying it. We will go into more details as the stream rolls on as to where we are headed. But yeah, it should be an interesting time, should be a fun flight, and I can't wait. I really can't.
Absolutely.
So yeah, with that, we're going to hang out for just a few more minutes and see if anybody else wants to join us on this long haul. But in the meantime, I think we're going to talk through flight plan. We're going to talk through future events that we have coming up on the channel. And really just kind of hang out.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, first things first, let's talk about what's coming up this Friday. That should be tomorrow. 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We will be planning on doing a Minecraft live stream. We will be going back to one of the Disney parks, that of which we have not decided on yet. So, if you are watching this currently, make sure that you go check out the community post and make sure you leave your comment. Make sure you leave your vote for what park you guys think we should go check out tomorrow. We have Hollywood Studios on there, we have Animal Kingdom, and we also have Epcot. So definitely be sure to go leave that on the community post because we definitely want to know where you guys want to go.
Absolutely.
So yeah, another thing that we're going to do is we are going to take just a moment and make sure that we are set up for the VFR flight software that we're going to be using. It's basically going to be like an air traffic control software to track the flight and see what progress we're making and where we are currently as things roll on through the duration of the flight. So let's go ahead and start doing that. I'm going to go ahead and switch over the views here. We don't have our traditional little characters on the live stream today. Mainly because we're not going to be switching between Sarah's screen and my screen. It's just going to be a dedicated, singular screen dedicated directly to the live stream in regards to like the plane and things like that. So let's go ahead and give this a little test, see if this is working. Okay. And stand by real quick, guys. Let's see. It is not working. Stand by real quick. We'll double check, make sure this is working for us. May have to do a little restart. There we go. Got it. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get that shown up there on the screen. There we go. All right, so we currently have the VFR flight map up currently, and I'm going to work with Sarah real quick and see about getting that situation taken care of so that way we can track the flight in real time and make sure that everything is set up for that. So, yeah, we're going to switch back over to Sarah's X-Plane screen here real quick. And yes, if you'll go ahead and open up your the data menu there, I think that'll work out for the best. Yeah. Let's see.
It's this one.
Yes, and it should be, instead of 127, it's going to go ahead and be my IP address. You can go ahead and put that in there. It's just an internal IP address. Okay. And we should be seeing a readout there, and yes, we do. Very cool. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and switch back over here to that display, guys, so you can see it. As you can see here on the map, we have a solid indicator there for Sarah's flight, so we're going to be using this, or I should say our flight. We will be using this software to be tracking the progress of that. As you can see, we are going 0 knots at 90 feet altitude with a heading of 360. We're facing directly north. and that does directly indicate with, or that does directly correlate, I should say, with what the plane is showing on the game. So really, really cool stuff there. Another thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to have a plugin that we're running while we're doing this, because of course you can't just go out flying around a private jet without some kind of objective. So what we're going to do is we are going to be using the FS Economy plugin. That plugin is mainly to incorporate kind of an economy or money into the game, and we are going to be doing a mission there. So if Sarah's set up, I can go ahead and show that screen real quick. So here we go. It's coming up now. And give me just 1 second there, guys. Okay. Stand by real quick. I'll see if I can get this working. Let's see. Okay, here we go. We're going to go ahead and drop that in here and get that working real quick. Let's see. There we go. All right, so first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to be heading from KMCO to Sanford, because unfortunately the objectives that we have in place currently, we are unable to pick up our first group of people from KMCO. Sorry.
That was the previous plan.
Sorry, that's right.
We had a lot of different plans going on today.
Yes. So I should say we are actually going to pick up our first batch of people here for $4,000 over at KMCO. There will be 9 passengers, and we are going to take them down to MU. What is that? CL, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to take them down to MUCL. Then we're going to head over to, once we get to MUCL and drop off those 9 passengers, we'll go ahead and collect that money. Then we're going to head back up north from Mexico to Sanford Air Force Base.
We're going from MUCL to Sanford.
Correct. And there we're going to take about 446 kilograms of freight for $6,000. And then we are going to haul, finally, 4 passengers back to KMCO from Sanford to bring the plane back home. So just to reiterate, we're going from KMCO down to Mexico. We're going to come back up from Mexico and go to Sanford, just north of KMCO. And then finally, we're going to bring in just a little bit more money from Sanford to KMCO to bring the plane on in home.
Also, we're not going to Mexico. We're going to Cuba.
Oh, is it Cuba?
Yes.
Oh, gotcha. I was a little mistaken. We had many flight plans and iterations that we had gone through this afternoon, and this is the one we landed on. I couldn't even remember where we were headed. So yeah, with that,
do you want me to go ahead and refuel? Because we didn't refuel yet.
Not yet, but I would say that if you look here, we will be basically. Oh my goodness. Can't say words.
You got
words? Let me try again. Yeah, so basically we're going to go for $11,000 for this flight. I still didn't even say that right.
We're going to be making $11,000 for this round trip flight.
Correct. So, yeah, and we have 52% fuel. I would say let's go ahead and refuel up to 75%.
Yeah, that's what I think we agreed on earlier.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do.
So as we see here on FSC, it does say that the refuel does give all of our information here about the aircraft. And the refueling up to 75 is going to be 3990. So we're going to type in 3990 as the gallons. We're going to fill it up to there. We're going to choose our provider. We're going to choose the one that's any of the 3 that are Fort 10. So let's do Dreams and Themes. Aviation, and we hit refuel.
Yep.
And now our plane has 75% fuel.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's fully refueled. Well, not fully refueled, but we're going to take 75%. That should be more than enough to...
At least get us there.
Yeah, to get us through what we're going to do. So with that, I think we're going to head back over to the plane. So I'm going to go ahead and switch displays here real quick. Okay. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and set up our flight plan inside here. So let's do, let me see, I got to make sure that I do this right. We have to go in here to our route plan. We're going to do a new from database. And it's going to be from KMCO. And there we go, Orlando International. Okay, and it sets us there with a little blue marker on the runway. And we're going to go from there down to, I believe it was MUCL. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to go to Villo Acuna International. We're going to add that onto there, and you'll see that's a direct flight south. So we're going to take off and go directly south to that little island. It's actually not even Cuba. It's Cayo Largo, just south of Cuba. So it's not even the main island of Cuba. And then basically we're going to go back from there to Sanford after we land, but I think we will go ahead and program that flight in after we arrive at our destination. So yeah, with that, let's jump into the plane, get back with Sarah, and we're going to get this thing going.
Why don't you keep it on the VFR real quick? I just got to do one last thing.
Gotcha, not a problem.
Are you still on the VFR?
Yeah, it's still showing the VFR.
Awesome.
Yep. So yeah, so that's basically going to be our flight plan there, guys. It's going to be 408 nautical miles and a general heading of 188, which is almost entirely directly south. So not the most fascinating flight plan in the world, but definitely a direct trip to be sure.
You are clear to come back.
Okay.
I just had to log into FSE through the plugin.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. So there we go. Just in time to see some plane taking off there in the background. Nice, 747, not bad. And yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and hop into our plane since we've already gone through kind of the, basically kind of how we're going to fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tripping over my words today. But yeah, so we're going to go in. Obviously, you guys can see we're parked at General Aviation over on the left-hand side of the airport. And we will begin the startup procedure because, as you can see on screen now, we are cold and dark. So we're going to be starting this up from cold and dark. So, yeah, I'll let Sarah take it from here.
Okay. Well, I don't have my checklist in front of me, so
Gotcha.
I don't have that set up. I didn't think to grab that.
I got you. Do you want it?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So if you don't mind.
Sure. Yeah, not at all.
Can you?
Yeah. So actually what's funny is I actually broke it up into various parts.
Well, I mean, if you don't let me, can I just...
Well, actually, another cool thing would be I actually think I can put up the checklist pieces on the live stream for people if we want to do that as well. So that's a thought.
I got it.
Hmm?
I got it for myself.
Gotcha.
Yeah, sorry guys. I know you saw that for a hot second, but hey.
It's all good.
Double monitors, you never know where things are going to start.
Exactly.
I'm trying my best. Yeah. So the first thing we got to do for starting up our plane is we're going to look up here at our control panel up here. Down. And the first step we got to do is turn on our batteries. So we got our 2 batteries on. Then we got to hit the LHINT, RHINT to on, and the bus tie. Make sure it's tied. And then we got to hit the nav button twice so that way it says logo. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to start up our APU to get those engines running because this is a jet. It is not propellers. So we're going to hit the master button to turn it on. And then we're going to hit the start stop button and it'll blink a few times. So that way once that's all up and running, then that'll get nice and on. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna come on down here to LHISOL for the battery, RHISOL, LH master, and RH master, and we are going to arm our emergency lights. We're gonna put our fasten seatbelt on. We're gonna put the no smoking light on, and we're gonna have all of our cabin lights on. And then let's see. Now we can go ahead and we're going to look down. As we see here, all of our displays are nice and pretty and on. So we're going to come on and look down here. We're going to flip up these 3 switches here, 1, 2, and 3. And I personally am a fan of using the little switch that's down here to start the engines, but you can either do it from down here or up here. There's the stop it, mouse. 1, 2, and 3 for main start engines, but I prefer to do it down here. Personal preference, doesn't really matter. And then you just go ahead and flip that to start, and that will get that there. And then we can zoom in on here. And as we see here, our engines are starting to kick up. They are starting to turn on. And if we go outside and look at the back of the plane, you can actually see the stream coming out of it. So that kind of helps to show that we are on. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look back up at our panel again. And we are going to untie the bus. And we are in Florida and going to Cuba, so we do not need any anti-ice.
Yes.
The next one is we're gonna stop the APU, and then we're gonna turn it off.
Very cool.
And then that is that. Actually, I'm gonna put my landing lights on, taxi lights on, and. Oop, I forgot this one too. There it is. All right, so that is everything. Now we can go ahead and program the FMS.
Yeah. So we'll do the FMS next.
FMC, sorry.
Yeah. Well, the FMS.
Don't know
yeah.
what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's the flight management system. We'll go in and we'll go ahead and put that in, so that way we have all of our waypoints set. That was our recent trip, so we're going to get rid of that and clear it. So now it's KMCO as the origin and MUCL as the destination.
Yep. And then we go to departure arrival. We are going to depart out of, which runway would you like to depart out of?
Let's go out of 18 right.
18 right?
Yes.
All right, and then we're going to go back here. We're going to hit arrivals. Let's see, I haven't even looked at our...
Do you want to... Did you want to do a transition from your departure?
Well, I mean, we're not even at the runway yet, so it should automatically do it.
That's true. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
That would work.
So.
Okay.
Oh, boy, this is a... tiny little airplane we're going. This is a tiny little airport we're going to.
Oh yeah, itty bitty.
Uh-oh.
Itty bitty little
like
airport.
It's real itty bitty.
How small is it?
About 9,000 feet long.
9,000?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not too small.
I think
Yeah.
I'm reading that right.
That's not too bad.
I think I'm reading it right. I'm not sure.
Are you able to bring that information up onto the screen? Or actually, I might be able to.
Actually, yeah, no, I have it. It's on SkyVector. If you don't mind, can I bring it? I don't have anything.
Yeah, you can bring it onto the screen.
Here you go. I got it.
Gotcha. Yeah, it looks like the runway that we're going to go to... Let's go ahead and do a full screen mode here. Let's go and look. The runway we're going to is probably going to be runway 12.
It's the only one I think they have.
Yeah. Well, there's 30 as well.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so that's funny. The elevation is 7. It's 7 feet above the
Sea level.
level.
Fun.
Yeah, so it's literally a sandbar. And yeah, it is 9,000 feet. It's almost 10,000 feet. So that should be more than easy enough.
Okay.
It may not have an ILS,
Yeah,
but
it
I think
doesn't.
that's okay.
It doesn't.
So yeah, let's go ahead and switch back.
Okay. So we're gonna go to I've never done an approach without an ILS.
Let's do an RNAV 12.
RNAV?
Yeah, RNAV. And select. Okay, let's go ahead and check on those legs. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna need to go ahead and go direct into, because you have a 640 nautical mile discontinuity there.
Yeah, I see that.
So yeah, we're gonna have to adjust that.
So do this one into here?
Yeah, but it's gonna need to be direct. It's not gonna do it like that. That's the leg screen.
Into this one?
Yeah.
And
then over the discontinuity. Okay, clear. Do direct to. So do yes, there, but you have to select the run or the
This
approach. Yes.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, and then you hit execute. There we go. Is it really only 400 miles? I think. Wait, what did I say it was earlier?
It's
It's 408. Yep. So yeah, it's 405 miles. Cool. That'll be awesome.
Except now we lost where we're departing from.
Did we?
Yes.
So do 18 right and then do citrus.
There you go.
No, because that's going to take you 5,000 miles the wrong way.
Oh.
So you need to actually replace the PPOS. Direct into. Okay, there.
This
and
one?
replace the PPOS with that. Done. Execute. That's it.
There it is.
Cool. That's it. All right. So yeah. So we're gonna go from one runway basically into an approach and then into the next runway. It is not an ILS approach, so it's gonna be a little more trickier to get it on the ground, but I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm a little terrified.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and close that out, and then I think we're ready to start taxiing because our engines are on and everything.
Let me go ahead and set up my autopilot here.
Yeah. So go ahead and set your speed to 245.
Okay. What should my altitude be?
We're gonna do 30,000 feet.
So 300?
Yeah, 300. Okay. You didn't want to say anything that whole time? Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay. There's only 4 viewers.
I'm a little off tonight.
So yeah, so I think we're gonna begin the taxi procedures.
Cool. I am going to open up my Avi tab.
Also, this is a plugin, guys. If you want to use, it's AviTab, and you just look it up on Google. I don't think we're gonna have a link to this directly in the description, but I highly, highly recommend it. It's definitely one of those that you're gonna want to have if you're playing X-Plane 11. I would argue that it needs to be a default feature in the game.
I agree.
Because it is awesome, if not just for this feature alone.
Yeah.
She literally has a GPS tracker
of the airport
on her tablet, and it tracks her airplane through the taxiways and things to allow her to make it to the runway and then take off. And it doesn't do it just for this airport. It does it based on Google Maps.
Yeah.
And so it does everything for every runway across the world.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So with that, I think we're going to go ahead and start taxiing.
Cool.
So let's do it. Yep. Disable park and brake. And let's hit the road. Or sky.
Good one.
Yeah.
Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. There you go. This plane is so heavy.
Oh yeah. It's big. It's definitely big.
It is a big guy. It's a big boy.
Yep. So yeah, we're gonna head slightly over to the right there because that's where the line is for the taxiway. We are doing things a little informal in this live stream, guys. We aren't using any type of air traffic control software or in-game air traffic control. In fact, we're gonna kind of omit ATC altogether, just for the sheer fact that Sarah's pretty new to it, and she's look at that 747.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, she's pretty new to flying and things, and she's still trying to get a grasp on everything that goes on inside the plane, let alone trying to communicate with somebody at the same time.
Yeah, no.
So we're just kind of, I know it's not exactly by the book, but it's just kind of to her benefit to just do like the plane for right now.
Am I going the right way?
Yeah. So what you're going to do is actually get in line behind that 747, but, a little further back so you don't get jet streamed completely. And then basically you're going to follow the little yellow line that it's following right now. Yeah,
this plane is so easy to drive.
Right there.
It is
yeah.
so heavy. It is so easy to drive.
Yep, so you're going to follow this solid yellow line all the way down. And then you're going to line up behind the 747. Then when it goes to take off, that's when you can take off afterwards.
Cool.
So you'll have to wait for him to clear the runway first.
That works.
But yeah, so I think that'll be awesome.
I'm going to close my Abby tab since I know where I'm going now.
And yeah, so you can just follow him all the way down. And like I said, guys, after she takes off and closes her Abby tab, we will have the VFR flight that's tracking from there. So if we switch back over to that view real quick, we can see that, let's see if it does it. There we go. We can see that it basically has the exact coordinates tracked. And I'll just leave that up on screen too. So right now we're going to taxi down. I believe this is... it doesn't have them listed. You can actually use this program to list the taxiways, but I don't have it on right this second. And I can't remember how to do it. Just being honest. But yeah, you can have it label the taxiways, but we're heading down this way across the general aviation area, and then gonna head to 18 right for takeoff. So we'll go ahead and head back over to the simulator now, and see what's going on over there.
Yeah, I'm just cruising along.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep the plane.
Not bad,
going,
not bad.
Because I'm not the best, so
it's all good. Download link to this plane will be in the description for you guys if you do want to happen to download it. I highly recommend it. It's super, super, super awesome. Butter smooth, very, very cool graphics. All the interfaces work. I haven't found an inoperable button yet. But yeah.
And we're also gonna be posting. We're also gonna be posting a video. I think either today or tomorrow. I did a startup video for this plane, a cold and dark startup. And before I actually went into the startup video, I actually did kind of give a little introduction and tutorial on how to go about adding a plane to your plane registry that you have on X-Plane. Sorry, brain just stopped there.
Along with the plane, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. I'm trying not to throttle so much, and it just decided to stop.
There we go. But yeah, so we will definitely be posting up that video. We've got the full in-depth walkthrough on how to start up this plane cold and dark. So if you guys do decide to download it, we will be making sure to provide the instructions on how to start it and fly it.
Yes.
So.
And like I said, it does include the instructions on how to add the plane to X-Plane 11.
Correct. Okay, slow down there a little bit. You're hauling. We're not taking off yet. This is the taxiway. So yeah, you're just gonna follow him on down. It really is just stop and go with you, isn't it?
At least I'm not using my feet.
Fair enough. Yeah, so he's gonna go ahead and make the turn, and then he's probably gonna hold there, I would imagine, unless he's already been cleared to go, and then that's when we can take off as well.
Cool.
Yeah, once he goes and gets on down the runway. So, make sure you don't pull in right up behind him.
Why? I want to be able to touch the butt.
Because he'll blow you away.
And this is the
so
runway
there he
here?
goes. It looks like he's not even going to use your runway. I think he's going to take the other one. He's going to go 1-8 left, and that means you're clear for 1-8 right. As long as you are clear. So you're going to want to check. Once you get up to the hold bars there, you're going to want to look left and look right and make sure that the runway is clear.
So is this the hold bar? Is this the runway in front of me?
Yeah, these are right here. You're going to hold right here.
Stop it.
There we go. Yeah, pretty close. Okay, set your parking brake and then look to your left and right. And it looks like he's going to hold for that plane to land there, but I think your runway is clear. So you see he's holding there, and a 747 is planning to land right off the nose. So we'll go ahead and watch for that. And then I think our runway is clear. I can't see any other airplanes coming in on our runway. And there he goes. He touched down. So yeah, so that plane's touched down. You are clear to taxi on, and I think we're going to go ahead and take to the sky. And then eventually that 747 over there will taxi into position and take off as well. So I recommend you go ahead and go and take off before he takes off behind you.
Come on. So I'm making a right here, correct?
Yeah, so you're going to make a right.
Okay.
Yep. So you're here at the runway. Go ahead and make a right turn. Whoa. Okay, just whip that thing around there, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Line up straight on the runway.
I'm working on it.
We're going to go ahead and take off.
Come on. This plane is so finicky.
And once again, guys, just kind of a shameless little plug here. I mean, it's not even for our own, but basically we are tracking once again in VFR flight. It's a free plugin that you can use to connect to your X-Plane 11. You'll see that we are holding at the edge of the runway on 1-8 right there. And we will go ahead and take off and then go to our waypoint. So we'll switch back screens here real quick.
All right, cool. And I started my flight for FSC.
All right. And FSC flight is booked, so now we have full passengers on board. I mean, we already did, but in FSC. And so now we're ready to take off.
Yes.
Let's go!
All right. Just making sure I'm good.
Okay, parking brake is off.
Yep.
Well, it looks like that 747 beat you out.
Yeah, well.
That way he can get out and ahead of you.
Come on, plane. You can do it.
Okay. Make sure you stay lined up on the center line.
I will do my best.
Okay, here we go.
All right, and I'm at 70, 80,
Okay.
90,
There's another 747 getting ready to taxi
100,
to the runway.
110,
Okay.
120,
Looks good.
130,
All right. 140, rotate.
140.
Okay. Hold. Positive rate, gear up, tap the brakes. Good to go. And there we are. Not such a steep climb. You're at 4,000 feet per minute. And go ahead and bring up your landing gear if you haven't already.
Already did.
Okay. Yep. Good to go. So we're going to go ahead and initiate our autopilot. You just hit the altitude button instead of the autopilot button. So we're going to need to set our vertical speed, but you're already over 1,000 feet. Okay. So we're going to reset our altitude there back to 30,000. Okay. And then we're going to set our VS to about 2,000 feet per minute.
Close enough.
Okay. Looks pretty good. We're going to go ahead and hit LNAV. There we go.
All right, and the plane is now turning
Cool.
to line up on that magenta line that's here.
Mm-hmm. And we are going to continue to head on south.
Absolutely.
Looks good. Okay. And I'm going to see if I can do... Well, yep, we do have our tracker. We are currently tracking at 3,400 feet at 245 knots, heading 175. And the plane is basically realigning itself there for the magenta line. So
Realized I forgot to set my barometric.
No worries. The current barometer setting is 2985.
Yep.
So we'll go ahead and set that in there.
There we go.
All right. And there we go. So we are currently at about 5,000 feet, heading 184 at 248 knots.
Hello, Base World.
Oh, is Base World here?
Yes, he is. Hello.
Hey, Base World. Hello, hello. Welcome.
I'm going to turn off my landing lights. And I'm going to turn off my taxi lights. 'Cause I
Gotcha.
don't need those anymore.
Nope, you won't need those while you're in flight. And yeah, we are currently heading up to about 7,000 feet. Flight level, or excuse me, I should say we're heading up to flight level 300. So we're going to go to 30,000 feet. Base World says he has good news. His debit card might use it Sunday, and I got gifted the A321 just for a good landing. When I was live, someone gave it to me.
Nice.
Wow. Very cool. That's so
pretty
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, somebody gifted you a plane. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Very, very awesome.
Also, guys, I am currently it looks like it's a really nice, like, sunny day, but when it really is, like, 9:30 at night our time, I currently have it set to be daytime so that way we can see the plane. It just makes it easier.
Yes.
Yeah, you know. Just trying to make our lives slightly easier.
Yeah. I don't know if the new chat system is working. I haven't seen it working.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Weird. I'll keep playing with it. More news on that later. But yeah, everything looks good to me. Currently at speed 266. We are above 10,000 feet, so you can go ahead and increase that speed there to about 350. But then after we hit 18,000 feet, we will
Switch it over to Mach.
Yeah, switch it over to Mach.
Cool.
Yes. So we are at 11,000 feet, heading 187.
And right now we are about 385 nautical miles out, which is about 73 minutes remaining.
So we got about 73 minutes before we reach our
First
our
point.
our first waypoint.
Yeah, but it's the time is going down because of the fact that we're speeding up. So
Gotcha.
it'll probably be a little less than that.
Very cool. Let's see. And let's see. Yeah. Now we're currently hitting almost 400 knots, but remember that's ground speed, not indicated airspeed.
Absolutely.
So not bad at all.
No.
Not bad at all.
And we are kind of encroaching up. I don't know. Never mind.
Yeah. What are we encroaching on?
Nothing. I'm just not gonna.
Oh. Okay.
It's fine. It's not important.
Got it.
None of it is important. I am just unable to speak apparently now.
Gotcha.
But
Happens to the best of us.
yeah. Once we get up to full once we get up to 30,000 feet, I'll give you guys a little tour of the inside of the plane.
Absolutely. Yeah, once we hit cruise altitude, we can unbuckle our seatbelts and head back in the back. That'd be cool.
Literally.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Speaking of which, we're about halfway there. We're about 15,000 feet.
Yep.
Okay. Of course, as you guys know, the no smoking sign is still going to remain on throughout the duration of the flight because there's no smoking on board.
Nope.
Due to compressed oxygen. So.
Yes. So.
But yeah, so we're.
This is our first time. This isn't our first time actually flying the plane. We did a few flights with it before streaming it because Brandon had to learn how to use it.
Yeah. Well, it is a new plane. Yeah, it is a new plane, so you have to kind of give it a little test run or a little practice before you take it live. So, let's see.
But yeah, basically, it was a lot of us playing around with it, trying to figure it out, trying to figure out the FMC and everything. And then once we finally got it, he was able to like talk me through how to do everything too, even though we were kind of learning it together, but he's quicker on these things than I am. He's a lot faster at everything than me. So,
let's see.
All right, we're about to hit we're at 1,800 feet, so I can increase my speed.
18,000.
18,000, that's what I meant.
Yep. Yeah, so we're about 18,000. So, yep, we just crossed over 18,000, so we can go ahead and switch our speed over to Mach.
What should I go up to? And
we will hold at 0.85. Because this is a private jet, guys, it can actually fly faster than a 737. A 737 usually does between 0.81 and 0.82 Mach. However, this plane can easily outpace that. It can go... Oh, actually, reduce your speed there because we are not... I apologize. We are overspeeding because of the height restriction. We're only at 20,000 feet. So just go ahead and leave it there at about 0.76, I'd say. Mm-hmm. And then as we continue on up, we can go ahead and increase the speed.
Yeah, once that red bar goes up.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're overspeeding. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and actually increase our rate of climb. We can increase it up to about 3,500 feet per minute because the air is thinner up here, so it should be easier for us to climb through.
It's going to be 34, 32 because this plane does the vertical speed doesn't exactly, it's not the most accurate.
Yes. Yeah, it doesn't.
This plane is very well modeled, and it's very awesome. Also, this is real cool. Sunshade.
Yeah, it brings up the sunshades in case you got a glare.
The sun. I hope you guys enjoyed my sunshade noises.
Yeah, it is pretty cool when it's up. It shows the horizon a lot easier.
It does.
Than just looking out straight ahead.
So I hope you guys enjoyed my my sunshade noises because that was fun.
Exactly. So, yep. So we're currently at 25,000 feet.
It looks like I can increase my speed.
Yep. Go ahead and throttle it up there.
0.85?
Yeah, let's go to 0.85.
All right. Yeah, because on the left, when you look at the indicator, it's not showing that red.
Exactly.
Which is the thing that I was trying to say earlier. I was trying to say that we were encroaching on the red.
Yeah. Yeah, in the future, that's overspeeding.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, that's your overspeed indicator. Yep.
I don't know what everything's called.
Yeah, so we're currently doing about 4, 5, 6 knots. And that's ground speed. That's not indicated.
Yes, because indicated is about 320.
Correct. But you do see below that we have the 0.81
yes.
Mach.
Yep.
Another thing we need to do is switch our barometer to standard. So go ahead and click your barometer and set it to standard. See under there it says STD?
Yeah.
That's standard.
Oh, I never knew to do that.
Yeah, and so it sets your altimeter to the standard altimeter because up here the air pressure is a lot thinner, and so it'll be misread above 18,000 feet.
Oh.
So it's inaccurate.
No wonder why I didn't know that, because I only really fly Beechcrafts.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep, so here we go. We are just now reaching our cruise altitude. This will
And
be
our
where we
cruise
will
speed.
remain for the remainder of the flight. And so, yeah, as soon as that levels off and we reach our speed, which is what we look like we've done, we are at 0.85. We're going to just hold on that speed there through the remainder of the flight. And basically, as soon as that indicator there gets closer to 0, we will be completely leveled off. And we will stay at this altitude through the rest of the flight until we arrive in Cuba, or I should say
Absolutely.
south of Cuba. So,
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn our seatbelt signs off,
yep. And go ahead and leave the smoking sign on.
obviously.
Yep. Or I should say the no smoking sign.
Yeah, that one. And then let's go and take a look at the back of the plane.
Yeah, let's go take let's go take a look.
Let me just double check. Okay. Need to make sure my air brakes were... And
Yeah,
all
make
my
sure your air brakes aren't set.
And my
Check
flaps.
your fuel levels before you take off.
Yep.
And it looks like we're completely full, so no worries there. Okay. And yeah, we are free to move about the cabin.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for flying ETE Airlines. This is your captain speaking. As you can tell, I have turned the no seatbelt sign off, so you are free to wander about the cabin. But if you do remain in your seats, please be sure to leave your seatbelts on in case we hit any unplanned turbulence. Thank you. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. The flight attendants will be around shortly to pass out some drinks and some snacks.
Exactly. Excuse me, sir, would you like a snack? Excuse me, sir, would you like a snack?
Would you like a snack, sir? Would you like a snack,
Would you like
sir?
a snack?
Would you like a drink?
Sir, snack?
So this is the back of our plane. It's a very pretty plane. It can hold a max. It can hold up to 14 passengers, even at 100% capacity,
Yes.
with 100% fuel level.
Yes.
That's what I
so
meant to say.
If it's 100% topped off and you have full fuel, which is, I believe, over 5,000
Something.
kilograms of fuel, the plane can still hold the max quantity of passengers as well, which, like she said, is 14. With that, it also has a max tow weight at 25% fuel of 12,000 kilograms. So for those of you that count in freedom units, that's roughly 36,000.
Sorry, guys. I just
That's
somehow ended up outside the
roughly
plane.
36, I believe it's like 36,000 pounds. Something like that. But yeah, we'll
There
ahead
we go.
and
That's
sit
what
here,
I wanted.
enjoy our views. Not bad, not bad. And like she said, yes, the internal compartment is fully modeled. Okay. And I know we didn't show it off when we were on the ground, but the door does open as well.
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. But yeah, so this is our plane. It's very pretty.
Yes, and the views are very pretty as well.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, we can go ahead and close that FSE window because it's not necessary while we fly.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right, so let's head on. We've come and explored our little cockpit here, and now let's take a look. Let's go back on up to the cockpit. Got our little bar here with snacks and a sink.
Mm-hmm. Snacks and sinks and snacks and sinks.
Yes. Now we're
Yes.
gonna come back. Oh, and I'm in the dashboard. My bad.
And there we go.
And there we go. Yeah, so that's our plane, guys. And then let's take a look at our exterior.
And there we go. Some beautiful, beautiful views of the Florida landscape below us. Currently, we are flying just east of Lake Okeechobee. I will go ahead and show off that real quick. So if you check this out, we've got Lake Okeechobee over here on the right-hand side, right here. And here is our plane. So we're currently flying over Port LaBelle Municipal Airport right here. And we're currently going almost 500 knots. So we're going to breeze right on past that airport.
Yeah.
It should be directly below us.
Very nice. Oh, yep. I see it on my GPS.
Yes. So we're flying directly over that at this moment. And we are making our way south. And what we'll do is we'll head just past Naples on out over the basically the what would be the edge of the Gulf of Mexico on into the Caribbean or by the Bahamas, and we will fly directly over Key West.
Cool.
Yeah, so
Love
that'll be
Key
a really
West.
fun sight to see when we head that way.
Key West is so pretty.
Yes. So we'll be able to see all of Key West. Maybe we'll see some cruise ships down there. Who knows? But yeah, definitely good times for sure. So with that, we're going to switch back to the display inside the cockpit and see what's going on in there. Okay. And yeah. With that, guys, I think we're going to go over to the chat. If you have anything that you guys want to talk about, or if there's anything that you want to discuss with us, maybe some information regarding what we're going to do tomorrow, definitely feel free to chime in the chat. Let us know what you think, what you want to do, what you want to see. Feel free to leave it in the chat, and we'll be sure to communicate with you on that.
So, awesome people. Do you want to hear what I had today? What I did today?
Yeah, what did you do today?
I tried Taco Bell for the very first time.
Oh, yeah, so Sarah tried Taco Bell for the very, very first time. She'd
Yeah.
never had it before.
I don't know. I just never had.
Yeah,
It was actually really good.
I love Taco Bell.
I enjoyed the soft tacos more than I did the burrito.
That's fair. That's a general assessment, I would say. Yeah, the soft tacos are incredibly tasty. Like, I absolutely love them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone else in the chat like Taco Bell?
Yeah, leave us a message in the chat, and let us know. Do you also like Taco Bell? These are the hard hitting questions. These are the things we need to know. We gotta know.
Oh, yeah, we do.
We have to.
We need to know.
We have to poll our audience and see what things they like also. But yeah.
I know. That wasn't the most earth-shattering story.
Just absolutely groundbreaking. Need to know basis. Everybody. Other stories, not so good. This story, the best.
I tried.
All right, guys. Well, hey, while we cruise along, why don't I put on some ambient music, and let's just cruise.
I like it.
Let's have a good old time. So, yeah, guys, I'm gonna throw on some tunes while we travel, and we will get right back with you guys once we are ready to begin our descent.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm gonna put on some sweet jams, and we'll be right back with you. See you soon.
Bye.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi there, Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Jason says he's going to be on for 2 minutes, and he might be able to join later. You should. You definitely should.
Yeah,
We're going to be doing a live stream south, and then I believe we're going to turn right back around and head back to KMCO, so that way we can get all of these
Sweet
what do we call it?
Passengers
and freight delivered, I should say.
Yes.
Yeah. So with that, we are going to switch back over on the screen here, and we are going to begin our descent. So let's go ahead and reduce our airspeed to, we could actually, because we're going to descend past 18, we might as well just switch it back. Yes. So we'll go ahead and switch back the speed there, and we will reduce our speed down to, let's do 245.
Okay.
Because we're going to go all the way down. So we'll go down to 245. And let's get our flight level down to...
Oh my god, this thing is so finicky.
Yeah. Let's go 245, and let's start reducing our...
Okay, 246.
Well, actually, do 300. Yeah, do 300, because that's going to be too slow. This plane's a lot sleeker than a 7.3 and a 7.4, and it's a lot lighter.
Okay, we're getting 302 because this thing is so finicky.
So let's go ahead and lower our airspeed down to, let's go down to 5,000 feet.
Oh, okay. So do this.
Or not our airspeed, sorry, our altitude.
Our altitude, 5,000?
Yeah, down to 5,000 feet.
Whoa.
Okay.
Come on. Get back. Oh my god. This thing is so finicky. There we go.
Okay, and we need to adjust our vertical speed to negative 2,500. Oh, fasten seatbelt sign. You have to change your fasten seatbelt sign.
I know I'm going.
There we go. Okay,
Ladies
and now we're
and
heading
gentlemen,
back down.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you see, the captain has put the fasten seatbelt sign on. We are now beginning our descent into Cuba. Please be sure to put your seatbelts back on and hold on, because we should be coming into Cuba in about 20 minutes.
Yes. So, Jason, we have not yet decided or made the decision on which park we are going to do.
But what park do you want us to go to?
Because
that may influence us.
I believe he said he wanted to do Hollywood Studios.
I think so.
But we do have a poll up if you want to vote in the poll on our community page.
He's
so
feeling
go ahead
Epcot.
Huh?
He said he's feeling Epcot.
Oh, okay. That might have been his then. That might
Okay.
have been his vote. Because we have a vote on there now that's already for Epcot. I'm sure you might have already seen it if that is your vote. But yes, basically, we have a poll up, and you and anybody else in the chat who wants to vote on tomorrow's park, you can go in there, and majority wins, basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's basically how that's going to work.
Yeah. Or if there's no majority by the time we get on, I get to pick.
But no.
What?
We're going to do majority rules.
Okay, fine. Then I'm the majority.
Cool. So anyway.
God.
All right, Jason, we'll see you later. Oh, wait. Oh, he's not leaving now. Sorry. I misread that. I thought you were leaving now. He said he's going to head off in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Cool. Very cool. So yeah, thanks for coming to hang out with us. We super appreciate it. We know this isn't necessarily the most entertaining live stream we've ever done, but it was heavily requested. So we felt that we should do a little bit of fan service and go ahead and put it up.
And we did want to show off our new pretty plane.
We did really want to show off the new jet, which I think we're going to go ahead and do a outside view now.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, that's the back.
Cool. And yeah, so there's our brand new private jet. We are descending currently at about 2,500 feet per minute. We are arriving down into Cuba.
Bye, Jason.
So the landmass that you see underneath the plane right now, we actually missed Key West, it was, bye Jason. We did miss Key West. Key West was back about, I would say, 100 nautical miles ago. But we really wouldn't have seen it because of the cloud cover at 30,000 feet. But now we are in Cuba. So, like I said, the green that you see below us is the country of Cuba, I believe. And we will be heading into a little island just south of there called Cayo Largo. And yeah, so we're going to be going into a little runway there. It doesn't even have an ILS approach, but it is over 9,000 feet. It's almost 10,000 feet. So
I'm still scared.
yeah, that'll be a very interesting arrival. We're hoping to put her down safely and put it down gently, but we will see how that goes.
Can't guarantee that.
Also, just to possibly save a little bit of time, not too sure because I know there's not a ton of people in the chat right now who are actively watching. We will leave it up to whoever's here if you want to leave us a message on either, or I should say all of the chats that we have. So feel free to leave a message in the chat and let us know if you want us to taxi over to the ramp and pick up the next set of passengers, or if it's cool if we just do a stop and go on the runway and then just continue on back to KMCO, just to save a little bit of time. So
Yeah.
let us know in the chat what you guys would like to see. And once again, majority rules.
Absolutely. Why don't you switch on back over to the VFR real quick?
Gotcha, not a problem. So we'll go ahead and switch back over to that view. We are currently 377 knots, 17,000 feet and descending at a heading of 183. Again, we are not going to come in right here at MUCL. What we're actually coming in on is the approach vector, which will be right here about where this 1,000 feet indicator stands. And so we're going to come in kind of over here by Cayo Rico and Rosario Cay, and we're going to come in around that way. And basically come in, just like if you follow my mouse indicator here, we're going to come in around this way and then come straight in and land at runway 12. So it should be a pretty interesting time. I don't actually even know what this giant box is here for. It's kind of blocking the view a little bit. But yeah, so anyway, that's basically the way that we're going to approach our landing. And once again, if you are interested in seeing the taxi procedure to go over to the gate to pick up the next round of customers, or I should even say like the freight, let us know in the chat. Otherwise, I think we're going to do a quick stop and go, pick up what we need, and continue on back to KMCO.
Yes.
We're going to do a quick little fuel check, make sure everything's 10-4, and then we're going to head back.
Yes, and then we are going to be going back to, we're going to be making a quick pit stop at KSFB in Sanford, and then flying back down, and then doing a quick little hop, skip and a hop back to the KMCO.
Yes. So to answer some of the questions that we have in chat, Obstinus wants to know which jet is this. This is the Dassault Falcon 7X. Beautiful brand new plane. We are running it with the FSE plugin, the FS Economy plugin, which enables us to have passengers and cargo and basically jobs that we can run in order to move things around and basically earn some money. And we're really proud to say that we've worked our way up all the way through the system, where we started out as a private Cessna pilot that did not own a plane. We had to rent our Cessna from someone, and then we would charge for rides in order to deliver passengers to locations and kind of work our way up from there. So then from there, we kind of made enough money to buy our own Cessna. Then we got a Beechcraft Baron 5.8. And nowadays, we actually have over 28 FBOs, that's airports, that we currently own under our belt. And we have one private jet, which is the Dassault Falcon 7X. And then we also have 2 Cessnas, 2 Beechcraft Barons, and 1 Cirrus Vision. So yeah, definitely we worked our way up, and here we are. So currently we are entering 6,000 feet. We need to reduce our speed. We are at 323, so let's go ahead and lower that down with our air brakes. And we are at a heading of 182. Also, Alejandrito says, hello. So hello to you, sir. He wants to know where we're going because he's from Cuba. We are heading to MUCL on a little island right off the coast of Cuba to KO Largo. And we're going to come in at a little airport that is there. Alejandritos also says that we should stop and pick up the passengers rather than just pick them up right there at the airport. Or, excuse me, right there on the runway. Yeah, I think we'll do that if that's available to us. Also, we've never been to this airport,
have no
so it
idea
may
what
be
we're
small.
going into, so.
Yeah, so it may be a small airport. We're not too sure. We've never been there before. So, really exciting stuff. Definitely be sure to stay tuned. So, gonna keep checking through the chats here. Yep, looks like everybody's hanging out, having a good time. Hello, hello, hello to anybody and everybody who's watching. Right now we have... it would appear we have 4 viewers in the chat. So we have Alejandrito and Lurks. Hello, Lurks. Welcome to the chat. And yeah, so we're going to continue on down that way. Are we clear to move the camera back?
Yeah, you're
Cool.
good.
So here we are, guys. We have our Dassault Falcon 7X. We're going to go ahead and give a view of that airplane to you guys so you can see what we've got here. This is our private jet that we're super proud to be the owners of now. As you can see down in the bottom left corner, we are running the FSE plugin or the FS Economy plugin to basically allow us to have those passengers on board. So it actually, we do have a little docket there on that panel. So if you want to bring up that panel,
I can't.
it's over in the bottom left-hand corner.
I can't.
Why not?
I can't.
The bottom left-hand corner, the little box inside X-Plane. You can't bring that up? Yeah, do that. So yes, as you guys can see there, it basically shows that we have 9 passengers on board, and that's basically it. So we have 9 passengers on board. I believe with this trip we are going to make about $3,000. We showed it at the beginning of the live stream. If you want to go back and check on that, but yeah, we will go through the notes and make sure that we earn the money that we thought we were going to make from this.
Yes.
So yeah, with that, I would say let's double check on our plane here. We are currently traveling at 238 knots, which is the legal speed limit underneath, or basically 250 is the legal speed limit at this altitude. So we are doing fine there. We are at 5,000 feet, heading 182, and we are about 5 minutes from our first waypoint. We are out over the Gulf of Mexico / Caribbean area off the coast of Florida. Or I should say off the coast of Cuba, excuse me. And we will be making our way into there very shortly. So at this time, while we wait for the 5 minutes for us to arrive at our first waypoint, I will go ahead and chit-chat with the chat and see what everybody's up to. So what are you guys doing today? How are things?
How's it going, dude?
How's it going, dudes? Alejandrito says that he has been there in person, but he has not been there in X-Plane 11.
Interesting.
I have never been there in person, and I've also never been there in X-Plane 11. So we're really, really excited to check out this island. I'm really stoked about it. I think it's going to be extremely tropical and extremely beautiful, as most islands in the Caribbean are.
Yes.
As you can see out of the windows of the airplane, we do have bright blue oceans out there and, relatively beautiful weather out. Let's go ahead and switch views again to the exterior. Okay. Yeah, and it looks like all ocean and sky. Oh, there's a few little islands out there. Very nice. Okay. And yes, we do have our speed brakes on. We could probably go ahead and remove those.
You want me to remove them?
Yeah, let's go ahead and remove those and lower them down. There we go. Because the plane should be able to maintain its own speed now at this altitude, via the auto throttle.
Very nice.
So, yes, now we're leveled off at 5,000 feet. And let's see. We are currently going 200 and... Yeah, there's a little boost of speed there. We got a little boost from lowering, or excuse me, lowering the flaps. Yeah. So it's going to have to bleed off that speed. Let's go ahead and reduce our speed down to 230. There we go. That way our indicated airspeed is below the required speed, but our ground speed is still a little high. So we're lowering that down now, and we just crossed the threshold of 250 knots at 5,000 feet.
I was about to say, should I lower my altitude yet or no?
No, you can maintain this current altitude.
Cool.
I believe, funny enough, actually, guys, the elevation, kind of a fun fact, the elevation of this runway at the airport that we are heading to is 7 feet above sea level.
Yes.
You heard that right. It's 7 feet above sea level. That basically is the equivalent of walking up a beach and being at the airport.
Yes, it is almost as tall as my father.
Yes. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and switch views here. Here we go. So, yes, as you guys can see, we are currently cruising in here across the Caribbean. We're going to come down here to our first waypoint and come into MUCL. I'm going to see if I can set up our waypoints there to show them on the map as well. I could be wrong though. What are our first waypoints?
ILELI.
Let's see if that'll come up. No results. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to show those waypoints. So let's go ahead and reduce our speed down a little bit further. We should reduce down to about 210, I think.
Okay.
To answer your question, Alejandrito, we are currently playing a very interesting version of Shared Cockpit. I am sitting right next to our pilot in command, and we are working through the process of getting this thing safely on the ground. However, I have no hand in the landing. So, wish us luck. Not yet,
at least.
We have a newly experienced pilot, not quite a veteran yet, and so she's going to do her best to get us down safely.
And we just hit our first waypoint.
Got it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and switch back over to the capture. There we go. And yes, it looks like the plane is making a left turn. Let's go ahead and reduce our speed down to 150. And then also we're going to we're going to lower down to less than 1,000 feet. So let's go down to 1,000 feet. We're going to need to make those movements expedited.
So what should my vertical speed be?
Set it to 2,000. Okay. And go ahead and set your flaps again, the speed brake. Okay. All right. Make sure you set your speed. Actually, do it to 1. Well, leave it right there. That'll be fine. 150 will be totally fine.
All right.
Because even though it's dipping into the yellow, it won't be once we're on final approach.
Yeah.
So we'll be totally fine.
And I think I'm seeing the runway. And I think
yes, we do have a visual on the runway. We're going to need to we're going to need to increase our descent. So let's go ahead down to 3,000. Okay. And yes, we're descending down quickly to 1,000 feet. Because we came in a little late. I was given a little chat to the chat. And I missed that descent. So we needed to go ahead and expedite that descent. So what we're going to do as soon as we level off to 1,000, actually, as soon as we hit 1,000, let's go ahead and reduce the altitude to 0, but wait until we get to 1,000 for us to do that. Also, our air brakes are set
Yes.
And
should I do some flaps?
Hold on 1 second. Just have the plane hold
we're
there.
lower than 8. We're lower than 1,000.
That was the hope. Yeah, that was the desire, was to be below the PAPI lights, so that way we would be below the glide slope, so that way we could intercept it.
Well, there isn't a glide slope, I thought.
There's always a glide slope. So let's go ahead and looks like we're stalling a little bit. Let's go ahead and increase our speed just a little bit there. Go ahead and bring it up to 160.
I got 170.
Okay, 170 is fine. Go ahead and set your altitude to less than 1,000. Go ahead and set it to 0. Okay, put your gear down and set a couple notches of flaps. Go ahead and set your vertical speed to negative 700, because you're gonna lose your. You got to set your vertical speed. You're not set. It's going to be negative 700. Now it's going to be negative over 1,000 because you need to get realigned with those PAPI lights. Go ahead and reduce your speed now to 150. Okay. All right, you're still coming in a little high. Let's go ahead and have you reduce your vertical speed even further. Okay. Go ahead and do me a favor. Go ahead and disable the autopilot and bring it in by hand, because it's a little steep. I don't think that approach is very good. So let's go ahead and reduce speed to 0, or reduce throttle to 0. Okay. And let's let the plane bring itself down. Okay. So go ahead and pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. Okay. Pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. Oh, keep it on the runway. Keep it to the right. Nope. Push nose down. Nose down. To the right. Nope. Nose down. Keep the nose down. Keep the nose down. There we go. Okay, and then put it right on the center line. Keep it on the center line. Woo! All right, like we said, guys, we have a novice pilot, so it wasn't going to be the smoothest landing, but as they say, any landing that you can walk away from is a smooth landing. And hey, not a bad way to end it off, with having it right there on the center line.
And parking brake is set.
Yes. So just looking around at the airport in general, I don't think we're going to be doing any taxiing, unfortunately. I know it's a little, how should I say, it's informal. We're doing a little informal flight today. But I think what we're going to do is go ahead and finish this flight. We're going to check on our fuel levels. So go ahead and look inside the plane and check on your fuel levels there. See how we're doing. And I think we'll have plenty of fuel to get back to KMCO. So I would say let's go ahead and start the flight back up again.
Take a look. Yeah, we have 61% fuel left.
That's what I'm saying. We should be fine to get all the way back to KMCO. So, well, actually, we're going to KSFB. It's a little bit different this time.
So let me go ahead and program my... Let me go ahead and program this.
Program your FMC. Not bad, not bad. And with that, I think I'm going to chit-chat with the chat some more. Base World says, I don't know why, but the A321 is the best plane, and also I don't know how to do a cold and dark start of an A321. It's not our last flight. It's the only flight, the only flight that we've done so far, but we are reprogramming the FMC to take us to our next waypoint. So we actually do have more in store. This isn't the last landing. So we are going to do, I believe, 2 more landings before the end of the night. We'll be happy to show you more of the outside of the flight once we get things reprogrammed. We could go outside the plane before we take off.
Yes.
So that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, Space World requests to see more of the flight as we fly.
Gotcha.
Alejandrito says, clap, clap, clap. Great landing.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I don't think Brandon thinks that, but hey.
It was definitely dirty, but we'll take it. I think she did a great job. And yeah, I would say that she nailed it. That wasn't bad at all. So.
All right. So I've set up our FMC. We are going to be departing out of runway 30 because that's going north, correct?
Sounds good. Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So, cool. So I guess that's this runway, just the other side of it. Is that correct?
It is. So what we're going to actually do, instead of taxiing all the way to
an airport,
like a
we're
terminal,
just gonna
we're going to taxi
to the
down
end.
the runway, turn around, and come back out.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Cool.
Or we actually probably could take off from right here, depending on how many feet we have left.
But we're not. We're facing the wrong way.
Are we? What's
Yeah.
what's the runway that we're taking off out of? 30?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we got to go down to the end of the runway. So let's go ahead and begin the taxi procedures. And with that, I'll go ahead and switch back over and go through the next leg of our flight. So also, Alejandrito says that he would like to see around the island. I think we'll do that as soon as we get down to the end of the runway.
Yeah, unfortunately with X-Plane, it's not really, it only really shows around the airport surrounding area.
Right.
It doesn't really show very much of the actual island. So that's kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But we will definitely take a little tour of the outside of the plane once I get to the end of the runway.
Gotcha. So we'll let you go ahead and taxi there. And what I've got pulled up right now is the VFR flight manager in here. As you guys can see, we flew from KMCO 408 nautical miles past Cuba and over Key West, and we are now in the Caribbean and landed at MUCL. So Sarah's currently taxiing down to runway 30, and I will be setting up the flight plan for the next leg. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we're going to clear out that last flight plan. We're currently going from MUCL, I believe. Yes, Villa Acuna International. So we're going to go from MUCL. There we go. Put a point on there. To this time we're not going back to KMCO that we left from. This time we're going to go to Sanford International, which is Orlando Sanford. It's directly north of Orlando. But we're going to land there because that's where our next objective takes us. And then we'll be able to fly onward to KMCO. So we're actually going to pick up we're going to pick up 4 passengers from Sanford and take them back to Orlando International, which is KMCO, i.e. Disney World. And we're basically going to end off the night from there. So we're going to go ahead and plug this one back into the map. And as you guys will see, it's 429 nautical miles, only a small stretch further to KSFB. And we're going to be taking off out of runway 30. And
all right, do you want to switch back to my view? I'm lined up.
It looks like Sarah's lined up on the runway from our view in VFR flight. So we will go ahead and tune back in with her.
Look at that.
And see how things are going over there.
Look at that lineup right there on the center.
There you go, guys. So there's your external view that everybody was requesting. A beautiful plane on a beautiful runway, ready for takeoff. It is on the center line. Looks good. That was great taxiing there, Sarah.
Oh, you didn't see my turnaround.
It looks good.
You didn't see the turnaround, so I'm proud. I am good. So
yeah, so
cool.
It looks good. Everybody, I think, is in the chat is ready to go. We're gonna hang out for just a couple seconds here and see if anybody wants any other additional views before we take off, and then we're gonna go ahead and head back over to
that works because I've got to set up my autopilot.
Sounds good. Yes. So the last thing we heard from Alejandrito was, "Can you show us around the island?" But that was the previous message. And Base World says, "Man, I think the A321 lands smoother than the 737 and is smoother, the best plane I ever had." I would agree with that. I would say that the A321 has many, many different things that are more modern on it that make it easier to fly and a little bit sleeker in regards to how it handles. However, I am a Boeing 737 enthusiast. I love a yoke instead of a side stick, but to each his own.
So should I go take off now?
Yeah, so we're basically going to make sure, are we burning fuel? Have we started the flight?
Yes.
Okay, we are currently hauling 446 kilograms of cargo freight on board. We have no passengers this time.
Nope, we're just cargo.
Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and remove the parking brake. The freight is fully loaded onto the aircraft.
Yep.
So we are going to go ahead and head out of here. So let's view this takeoff. Here we go, guys. Quiet in the cockpit because the pilot is taking off. We are clear for takeoff. Here we go. Getting speed. 90 knots. 100. 110. 120. 130. 140. Rotate. All right. Positive rate. Tap the brakes. Gear up. Very nice. All right. Nose down just a little bit. There we go. Holding steady at about 2,000 feet per minute, ready to climb. Got the beautiful island of KO Largo out in front of us. A beautiful island, a beautiful trip, and we're sad to see it go, but we had to do it to him because this plane's not making any money if it stays on the ground. So we gotta keep the wheels up. So let's go ahead. Yep, set our autopilot. The vertical speed is set to 2,000 feet per minute. We got our climb out. We can go ahead and hit that sweet, sweet LNAV button, which should turn the plane slightly to the right.
Right. Forgot to hit about that. I forgot that button. Sorry,
No
guys.
worries. And we're going to also check our speed switch that's there. Yep, it's on and indicating. Good to go. So we're going to hold it about 245 knots. And you can see us leaving on the dash there the sweet, sweet little island of KO Largo, and we're going to head back to the state of Florida. So, very exciting times. We're going to go ahead and show up the VFR flight here right quick and show that it's indicating as well. We just took off out of 30 and headed this way, and then now we're adjusting our heading out and around, heading 031, 270 knots at about 4,000 feet, and we're going to realign with our magenta course here and head back up to Florida. So there we go. So we're going to show the plane again.
And
here we go.
Alejandrito, we did get paid through FS Economy.
Yes, we did. We got paid. How much did we get paid?
I think it was 3,000. Let me look.
I think it was $3,000.
Oh, that's not okay. Stand by.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it was about $3,000 was the payment for that trip. And yeah, that basically, like I said, that's the little indicator that you see down there at the bottom left-hand side of the screen. That is a plugin that's running to track our flights.
Oh,
and
it was $3,977.
$3,000. You heard it here first. $3,977 got paid directly to us as an airline company for our services.
That went directly to the company, not to me.
Yes.
So.
But she will get paid through the company's expenses. So basically, the company will take out fuel costs, aircraft rental, and all those other kind of things, except for she works for the company, so there's no rental fees associated to her as a pilot. So she gets paid a little bit more because she flies for her own airline. She no longer has to rent aircraft from other airlines, which is kind of a bonus because she owns her own airline. Or I should say she's part owner in an airline. Also, if you guys have X-Plane 11 or FS Economy, feel free to look us up. We are ETE Airlines. We are accepting new members all the time. And the beautiful thing about joining our group in the game is you get to fly any of the aircraft that we own as a company. So if you want to fly one of our Cessnas or you want to fly one of our Beechcrafts, you could go in there and fly those planes rent-free and basically have full use of whatever aircrafts that we own. So
Yes.
Little sales pitch there.
Absolutely. And I think I did a little bit of a mix-up with this flight. I did accidentally set this flight to be flown as for me personally, not for the company. So
Okay.
I will get paid $6,000, but I am also being charged to rent the plane.
Correct. So that's where if you don't set it up exactly right,
I get
then she gets
charged.
dinged because she'll get charged the amount that the company issues for renting the plane, which is about, I believe, $3,000 an hour, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So, and this is going to be about another 1 hour flight, I would hazard at. So we'll see how things go at the end. But basically, no matter what, the company will reimburse her for the mistake. So it's not a huge loss.
It's not a big problem.
It's not a big deal.
It's not the biggest problem. It's just like, why did I do this?
Right. So
it was an oops.
So currently giving some quick little stats here, we've got 11,000 feet. So we've crossed the 10,000 foot threshold. We can go ahead and increase our speed up to about 350. Okay, good to go. 351 sounds pretty good to me. Okay. Almost. There it is, 350.
It's very
so
finicky.
We're going to increase our speed up to 350. Our flight level is still going to be 30,000 feet. But once we hit 350, we are going to maintain that speed until we hit 30,000 feet. Then we could go. Well, we are going to switch over to Mach at 18,000 feet, but we're going to maintain just under the overspeed threshold until we reach 30,000 feet. Then we can basically crank it up and reach cruise altitude and, more importantly, cruise speed, which is what's going to get us home faster.
Yes.
We are currently going 425 knots at 13,000 feet with a heading of almost directly 0. So we are heading almost directly north. We are just coming up here on the coastline of Cuba, right by, if anybody's familiar with the geography of Cuba, Coyo del Macio. I'm going to butcher that one, but
good job.
Yes. By Buenaventura, in case anybody knows where that is. So right off to our right is Buenaventura, and off to our left is the primary inlet of Cuba. So we're going to cross that. That's all the green out in front of you is the lovely Cuban nation, I would say. And then past that, we will be flying over Key West once again and then entering into the Everglades of Florida.
Cool.
So,
and I did just set up my nav1 to the correct localizer, so that way we will be able to capture the localizer.
Sounds perfect.
Is that the right word? Is that the right terminology?
Yeah.
Woo! I did it right.
Yeah, we'll be able to capture the localizer and the glide slope as we come in at the next airport, because this past airport didn't make it as easy to land because it only had an RNAV approach. But the next airport will have a ILS, which will make things a million times easier for our novice pilot. So she set up the nav ID beforehand, so that way we have that ready to go when we're ready to land. And yeah, we're basically just going to work our way on up to 30,000 feet at this point. Speaking of which, we're about at 17,000 feet. I think we can go ahead and adjust our vertical speed to go a little bit faster in the climb. So we'll go about 4,000. That'll be fine. And we'll work our way on up, because now we are hitting 18,000 feet.
So we can switch it over to Mach?
But just make sure that it stays right at about 360 before Mach, okay? So that way we don't get an overspeed and kind of lose control of the plane a little bit. So with that, I am going to check on chat, see how everybody's doing out there. Base World says that he flew the 737 and got 3,000 only. That does depend on the job.
It really does.
Yes. So that's where, depending on the type of job that you select, you can get something more or less. We did have the choice to fly 1,500 miles, I believe, or something like 12, down to Venezuela. So that would actually be South America. And if we fly to Venezuela, we could have made $20,000. But instead, we opted to do a bunch of little legs of basically $3,000 each, which would eventually because I think it's 3,000. Actually, the funny thing is it was 3,000 for the leg down, but it's 6,000 for the leg back up. And it's almost the exact same distance.
Well, yes, but the last one this is an air freight. This one is cargo. The last one was passengers.
Correct. So the passengers paid a significant less amount of money so that way we could move them down. Whereas this freight is costing a lot more to move. So it's highly valuable. So we have over $6,000 in cargo on board right now, going back up to Florida. And then after that, we will only have, I believe, 1,400 in passengers again, going from Sanford to KMCO.
Yeah.
And that will wrap up the stream.
Yep. We have 4 passengers, 2 different jobs, so about $720 for each job. So it's about $1,440.
Yeah, about $1,440.
We'll be getting paid.
Yeah.
For the last one.
Mm-hmm. So let's check on over with our other friends and see what's going on over there. No additional news from Alejandrito, but I hope that we answered your question pretty well there in regards to what we got paid and how. So yeah, from there, I think, yeah, we as fast as this private jet actually is, we are almost halfway across Cuba already. So we've almost covered half the island of Cuba.
Yes, this thing is a beast.
Yeah, it's super fast.
Usually we wouldn't like to do little bunny hops from sand. Oh boy, I am so sorry. Sorry about that.
You were saying?
We don't usually like to do little bunny hops from Sanford to Orlando because it's such a small flight. But because it was the only thing that we got and we just wanted to be able to make sure that it got home by the end of it, we were like, well, okay, I guess we'll do it.
Exactly. And again, that's why we didn't do the $20,000 trip, because even though, yes, it's $20,000, we didn't have any way that we could see of returning it back to KMCO, which is where we want it to stay. And so we knew that we had to kind of find a way for us to do a round trip in order for us to return the plane back home. Otherwise, we could have just left it in Venezuela and then had to jump from Venezuela to somewhere else, then from somewhere else to somewhere else, and just keep bunny hopping
Exactly.
all these different places. And for all we know, next thing you know, it's in Canada or something. And it never came back to KMCO. So we were lucky enough to find, for the gas prices and things like that, like what it's cost to burn fuel, this little jump around should still be incredibly profitable, yet take us back home at the end of it.
And we did hit our cruising altitude of 30,000 feet, and I did set our speed to 0.85 Mach.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. And we have about 353 nautical miles left, and with about 40 minutes left.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and turn off our fasten seatbelt signs, let those passengers get up and stretch their legs a little bit. And with that, guys, I think we are going to get up, walk about the cabin, maybe go use the restroom, take it easy. And I think we'll join you guys back when we are beginning our descent. So enjoy your break. And we'll be back when we're beginning the descent into Florida.
Yep.
While we're on this little break, I will be jumping the screen back and forth, I should say, to the VFR flight so we can track where we are, and then back over to the actual in-flight and give a little bit of views. So enjoy. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We are back. Are
Sorry,
you guys
French
alive
fry.
out there? Are you doing well? Have you been tracking the flight? Have you been washing your hands? No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to answer that last one. But we are back. We are going to check on our flight. So we'll go ahead and... Well, first, we'll check out what's going on here on the page. We are flying at 518 knots, 30,000 feet, and 355 degree of heading. Okay, we are roughly, according to our pilot in command, we are currently about 13 minutes away?
14.
14. We are 14 minutes away from our destination.
Well, from Ugma.
From Ugma. We are passing the east side of the... No, I should say the west side, excuse me. We are passing the west side there of Okeechobee, Lake Okeechobee, and the town of Okeechobee. No relation. Slight relation.
All the relation.
Full relation. And yeah, so we are coming up here on Sanford. Again, the maneuver that we're going to be using going into Sanford is we're going to come around, go through Ugma, past Lake Apopka, make a right turn on into our ILS here. We do have an ILS for this airport, which is a little bit different than the last place that we went.
God bless.
And we're going to come in here through the ILS approach and land right here on Niner left. Is that correct? Or are we coming in on Niner right?
I don't remember. Niner left.
Are you sure it's Niner left?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so we're going to come in on Niner left, go straight in this way, and down to Sanford we go. So should be fun times, for sure. So we're going to go ahead and go back over to our airplane capture, and we are back in the cockpit. And yeah, I believe we are going to begin our descent
Yeah,
procedure.
we're 13 minutes away, so.
Yeah, so
What, should I lower the altitude down to 5,000?
yeah, let's go ahead and lower our altitude down to 5,000 feet because you know that's still way above the elevation that is in the state of Florida. So we're going to lower ourselves down to 5,000 feet. Good to go. And about, 2,000 feet per minute should be fine because we do have 12 minutes until we get there. And yes, we're going to reduce our speed down to, I'd say down to 245 again. Would be plenty. The other thing, too, is we will go ahead and use our... Well, we may not need to use our air brakes. We might as well just leave them off. Because it looks like the plane is reducing its speed all on its own. So, can't go wrong with these light aircraft. They're heavy, heavy power, but they aren't very heavy. So that's really good.
And it looks like with our ILS approach, it does look like we need to be coming at about 2,000 feet. It looks like the glide slope will be captured at about 1,600 to 2,000 feet. So
cool. Yeah, that'll work. So why don't we do about 10 nautical miles out from Ugama? We will set up for that approach altitude. Sound
awesome. Good? That works.
So yeah, so just let us know when we are about not 10 minutes, but 10 nautical miles from our waypoint, and that's when we'll go ahead and descend on down from 5,000 to 1,600, you said?
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll descend down to about 1,600 feet, capture the glide slope, and then we will be able to use our ILS going in.
Thank God.
Yes. Should be a lot easier than the last time. But
maybe I won't do a hard landing.
Yeah. It should be pretty smooth.
Eh.
Shouldn't be bad.
Shouldn't is the key word there.
Shouldn't.
I'm not the best.
Yeah. So it did look like our friend left us from the chat that was asking about our payments and other things from before. So he has taken off. But we do have 5 concurrent viewers in the chat currently. Not sure who they are, but hello. If you're watching this, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. We will be coming up on our landing here very shortly. Oh, you forgot to put on the fasten seatbelt sign. We definitely got to do that. Don't forget to put on the fasten seatbelt sign. Yes. Good. Because, as you guys know, we are beginning our descent.
Oh, and I totally left my landing lights and my taxi lights on the entire flight.
Oh. Yeah, that'll do it.
My bad.
It's fine. Yeah. Better to see us with, I guess.
Yeah.
So we'll just go ahead and leave those on. We're not flying at night anyway, so it's not too big of a deal. Let us know in the chat if you guys would like to see a flight at night. The view is rather pretty inside the cockpit. However, outside the cockpit, you can't see hardly anything.
And I'm not good at flying at night.
Yeah, occasionally you'll see some really nice city lights, but that's only if you fly over populated areas. Once you get over the dense areas, or God forbid the ocean, you can't see anything. There's no way to discern between sky and sea when you're out over the ocean at night. All you can fly basically by is with your instruments.
It's terrifying.
It's pretty scary.
Because you literally have no idea if you're flying or if you're going into the ground.
Exactly. Yeah, there's no way to tell.
It's terrifying.
Yeah. So, quick update: we did get 2 likes on this live stream so far, so we super appreciate those thumbs, guys. Super duper awesome. Every like helps the channel grow, and it also helps you guys because it lets us know what you guys want to see. So yeah, gonna do a quick head count.
And Henrito is back.
Oh, hello, welcome back. Yes, we're back as well. We took a quick little break while we flew to Florida, but now we are over Florida currently, and I will give an update on that. We have already passed Lake Okeechobee, and we are currently by Sebring, Florida, just southwest of River Ranch, and we will be coming up on the greater Orlando area here pretty soon, which is where Mickey Mouse lives. Fun fact. popular celebrities of the area.
Yes, except he's not home right now.
Oh, he's not? Yeah, he isn't home right now. He's currently locked up just like we are. We're all stuck in quarantine together. So, but yeah, for those of you that tuned in to join us, we super appreciate you visiting us this evening. Alejandrito wants to know if we have a Discord. We do have a Discord. However, currently it's not in effect. It's basically just kind of sitting there waiting for us to figure out some way to better utilize it. That way we can, keep things like user-friendly and have moderators. Like we really want to make sure that everything's set up properly to be able to utilize that kind of tool in the future. So, but stick around. I'm not sure how to link it in Twitch, but we do have a YouTube channel. So look us up on YouTube. It's the Planetarygamers. So when you look that up, look for the Earth logo, and that's us. So feel free to subscribe. We do try to go live at least 2 to 3 days a week right now currently, but as things progress, we may go to a daily schedule of live streaming. It's not always X-Plane content. It could be other content as well. We usually do X-Plane, Minecraft. We did the Escapists on the channel so far. We are new to streaming. We have not done streaming very much, but we're happy to do it, and we've really been enjoying it so far, and I think we're going to do a lot more of it in the future.
Yes, and tomorrow we are going to be live streaming Minecraft. We are going to be exploring one of the 4 Disney parks. Last Friday we explored Magic Kingdom.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And tomorrow we are going to be exploring one of the other 4 parks. And we still don't know exactly which one that is going to be. But that is going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow on Friday, April 24th.
Yeah, it's
So
literally going to be in about 14 hours, I think, from now.
Yeah.
Yeah, in about 14 hours from now, we're going to be doing another live stream, probably on here, so you can tune back in here, but we are going to be on YouTube as well. And like she said, hey, thank you. We appreciate the sub. Thanks, man. That's awesome.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Yes. Yeah, be sure to tune in tomorrow because we're doing that Magic Kingdom live stream. We're actually going to go to Disney World, or not Magic Kingdom, excuse me, the Disney live stream at a park that you choose. So if you happen to be on YouTube now and on our channel, definitely be sure to vote in the poll. Yes. We have a poll up right now to find out what park that we want to go to tomorrow, and basically majority rules. So whatever people pick is what we're going to do, and if there has to be a tiebreaker, then we're going to pick Sarah's favorite.
Yeah.
So that's how that's going to work. But yeah, definitely utilize that tool and let us know what park you would like to go to and like to see. And let us be your guide. We'll be happy to be your tour guide at whatever Disney park that we go to.
And on top of it, if you do play Minecraft or if you'd like to, we are inviting all of our viewers to come play with us.
Yes, absolutely. This is the one and only chance that we're going to have a public, well, maybe not the only chance.
No.
But this is the first of hopefully many chances where we're going to go on a live Minecraft server so that anybody in the live stream can watch the live stream, but also join in on the fun and actually be in the ride cars with us.
Yeah.
Which we think is incredible.
It's a lot of fun.
We've already successfully done it one time, and we had so many people join us to play in the parks. We had a whole group of people running behind us going to Fantasyland and riding Space Mountain and like all this stuff. It's crazy. Yeah.
And we are playing through a server that is someone else made. It's like a company or something that made it, but all the information for the server is in the description of the live stream that we have tomorrow.
Yeah.
Check out our Magic Kingdom live stream from last week, and you'll see kind of how it is.
And yeah, so that's basically everything. Everything you would need to know to join us is going to be down in the description of that video, or that live stream when it launches, but also in that video also. It's going to be on the same server. So, also, Raise the Finboy, hello. They say they're gay. Hey, man, it's 2020. You can be whatever you want. And we totally I don't even know. Where was I going
I'm
with that?
bi. You're cool. Have fun.
There you go.
Enjoy
Just like
your
that.
life.
Basically. Also, hi.
Hi.
Hello. So yeah, thanks for
We
stopping
are
by.
at about 49 nautical miles.
Nice. Okay. You said 40. Wait, how many nautical miles?
49.
49. All right, guys, we're about 49 nautical miles out. We're going to
at
go
10
ahead.
minutes out.
10 minutes?
Yes.
Not bad. We're going to go ahead and switch back over to the VFR flight and check out how that's going. We are coming up here shortly on the greater Orlando area. We are currently heading about 291 knots. We should go ahead and slow that back just a little bit. But we are at 6,500 feet, heading 358. Remember, our waypoint that we're heading to is KSFB, so that's where this magenta line's going. But if it looks like we're veering off course a little bit, that's because we're actually setting ourselves up to align with 108.9er, or I should say that'll be the ILS approach for 9er left. So we're going to go ahead and go up this way. We're going to circle on around and then go right into 9er left into KSFB, and we're going to land there. So this is going to be our runway of choice right here covered in green.
So you said that you wanted to decrease speed?
Yeah, we need to reduce our speed just a little bit because we're going about 279 ground speed at 5,000 feet. So we need to reduce that down to under 250 knots. So let's go ahead and set it to 220 indicated, so that way it'll be about 240, 250 ground speed.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. And with that, chat has gone quiet. I will go ahead and switch the view back to the airplane. If you've got that adjusted, let's go ahead and do an outside view. Why not? Okay. So like I said, we are quite a bit lower now than the last time we were out here. We were at 30,000 feet. We've now descended down to 5. As you can see, there's a bunch of little neighborhoods and houses down there because we are in a more populated area. This is the greater Orlando area. And then we will be coming up on downtown Orlando here in just a little bit. Again, a lot more busier and kind of not necessarily industrial, but I would say more populous than the little island that we visited in the last one.
But then again, also, if you were looking at it now with all the events that are happening in the world, Florida looks like what that island looks like now.
Yeah, basically.
It's really funny, actually.
It's fun times. But yeah, so we are passing Point Siena, which is just south of the Kissimmee area. We will be coming up on Kissimmee here shortly, then into Hunters Creek, then into the Holden Heights Pine Castle area. Shout out to the theme parks that are in that area. That's the Universal Studios and Disney World areas.
And
type
SeaWorld.
situation.
Don't
And
forget SeaWorld.
Oh, you can't forget SeaWorld. So that's the major theme park area right in there is Dr. Phillips, Oak Ridge, those areas. Those are all Universal Orlando and Disney areas.
Yeah. So I'm going to switch back to inside the plane.
Yeah, that'll work.
My bad.
So we'll go ahead and switch back into the plane now.
Yep, we're about 33 nautical miles out, 8 minutes out from Ugma.
Sounds good. Yep, we are passing right over Kissimmee. I'll go ahead and switch this view back here so everybody can see that. We are coming up on the Kissimmee area there, coming up on into Hunters Creek, and then on up around. As you'll see, KMCO, which is where we're going to end our journey, is actually right over here on the right-hand side, and our plane is coming up right into view down here. So this is where the green line is, where we are going to end our live stream this evening. However, we are not ending just yet. We will pass right by there and go head on up to the Sanford Airport, drop off that sweet, sweet cargo that we have on board. Remember, guys, that's over $6,000 on board our plane right now to be dropped off in Sanford. Then we will pick up about $1,400 worth of passengers. They paid tickets and will ride aboard our private jet to be taken back from Sanford to Orlando International. And that will be where we wrap up tonight.
Yes.
So, yeah. So currently we're heading about 257 knots, 5,000 feet at a heading of 360, about 359er. And yeah, how many nautical miles do we have out from Ugma?
28.
28 nautical miles. Not bad, not bad. So we'll go ahead and
see
switch back to her view now.
Kissimmee Airport just below. Right. We just
Flew over the airport?
Yes, and I
Yes.
see KMCO off to my right.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
I see it on the GPS, not.
Right. Yeah.
And then I see KORL, Orlando Executive.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So we have officially entered into the Orlando. It's still considered Greater Orlando, but it's not. It's closer to downtown. It's closer to the main city hub of Orlando. So yeah. Actually, to give a couple waypoints, the 528 is directly out in front of us, so you'll be able to see that down there. Up.
Yes, there it is.
Yes, and I-4, that's the 528, and then I-4 will actually be immediately off to your left. So if you look right,
It's
kind of hard to see. It's very easy to see at night because of all the lights.
Yeah,
it turns like a golden color.
That's fair. Yeah,
but
right now it's very
hard to see.
It's hazy.
Yeah, it's very hazy today.
Yeah, I did say this at the beginning. We are flying with real-time weather, but we are not flying with real-time time.
Real-time time?
Shut up.
No, that's pretty good.
We're not flying with real-time because I don't like flying at night.
Exactly. Well, and
let me phrase that. I love flying at night. I'm not good at flying at night.
Yeah, it just wouldn't be as fun for you guys to watch either because it would be completely dark, and you just really wouldn't see anything until we got there. And you saw the runway out in front of the plane. Nice. You see how that one over there on the right, they both do. You see how they show up the horizon really clearly?
They do.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. And the water too, all the lakes.
I love it.
That's crazy.
I really like that.
Yeah. That is a sun protection screen.
Yes, it's a sunshade.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Hope we enjoyed that.
Oh, yes. Gotcha. We are currently passing over the Pine Hills area of Orlando. So immediately off to our right, if we had the texture pack enabled, we'd actually be able to see the skyscrapers of downtown Orlando.
Oh, yeah. You need to get me that texture pack.
Yeah. Go ahead and look off to your right. Let's see if they're even out there. I don't think they are. But yeah, right over there you would actually be able to... There's KORL.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, so that's an airport right there underneath her mouse.
Right here.
Yeah, right there. And then you would be able to see the skyscrapers, but we don't have the pack.
Oh, well.
Unfortunately. Otherwise, that'd be a wonderful view. So yeah, as we continue our trek up north, let's double check and make sure that we are still on course for our arrival.
Ugma?
Looks like we got 13 nautical miles till we get to Ugma. So remember, we are going to go ahead and reduce our speed down a little bit more to 200
now
because your current ground speed is 257. So we're gonna go ahead and reduce that down even further. So we slow it down because even though it's getting hazy.
Oh God.
Oh, I think it's gonna rain.
No.
Yep, I think it's gonna rain on our approach, guys. Man, I was hoping for clear blue skies as we came in there, but I think it's just not gonna.
I mean, I can make it be like that.
Yeah, I think it's just not gonna work out.
I can make it happen.
Nah, I say we come in with this weather.
Okay.
It is real weather. It's just not real time. So whatever the weather is outside is exactly what the weather is indicating in the game. So
yes.
I guess it's a little hazy out. Okay. Chat has gone rather quiet. Nobody's really chatting. But that's totally fine. Because then we'll be able to concentrate on getting this.
We are 9 nautical miles out of Ugma. So I'm going to reduce my altitude to 1,600.
Yeah, 1,600. Yep. And we'll do about 2 in the vertical speed. That's perfect right there.
I'm getting good at this.
Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and reduce our altitude right now because like she said, we are coming up on the UGMA transition into the R approach. For KSFB, you'll be able to see that there on the center dash GPS. UGMA's coming up here, and we will make that right turn on into KSFB. Also, I will go ahead and show up the information there on VFR flight. So as you can see, here's KSFB right here. We are the little red indicator at 3,700 feet. VSing down to 1,600 feet. We have 244 knots, but we're going to reduce that down even further. I say we reduce that down now to about 160 indicated, because, again, that's going to be a lot faster for ground speed.
Yes.
So, yes, we are going to come up here, coming in a little fast still, over the Wekiwa Springs State Park, and we're going to make a right-hand turn over to the ILS approach and prepare for the ILS. So,
yes,
is your ILS showing, indicating inside the plane? We're going to go ahead and switch the screen back
and
over
then,
to...
well, once we make the turn and we level off, that's when I'll go ahead and switch it over to the nav, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep, we are now making that turn.
But is your nav indicating the actual thing, or is it in standby?
It's in standby.
Okay, go ahead and have it be the actual.
Wait.
Yeah, go ahead and have that be the
actual.
actual.
No, I have it as the real. I have it as the actual. Like, it's the green
Oh, yeah,
one.
108.9.
Yes, that's correct. I'm waiting for us to steady off, and then I'm going to...
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, go ahead and reduce your speed even further, because we're still showing you at 225.
So what should I reduce to?
Go ahead and just use your air brakes.
Okay. Air brakes have been engaged.
There we go. Air brakes deployed.
All
there
right.
we go. Yeah, and
So
that greatly reduced your speed there, which will help you out a lot in the long run. Goodness.
Oh, yes.
So now you have captured the, or at least you have entered the cone for the ILS.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and turn my LNAV off.
Yes, go ahead and turn off your LNAV.
Hit nav and approach.
There we go. And now the plane will automatically lock on to the localizer, which it is doing currently. And we are just now starting to enter into the path of the glide slope.
Yes.
So that's indicating as well. What we'll go ahead and do is have you put down 2 notches of flaps for the landing. So that'll be good right there. And then right before we get there, you see how that putting down the notches of flaps set your speed even lower?
Yeah.
So you can actually go ahead and reduce that speed even further.
To?
You can go down to about 140 is I think what it's showing there. Yes. So yeah, so you can reduce down to 140. Looks like the plane is... Yep, it's locking on to your 1,600 altitude. So that's what it's leveling off for. And then eventually that will help bring down the glide slope until it locks onto the glide slope. And there comes down the glide slope. So get ready.
Yep.
Because 1 notch above the glide slope is going to be a great time to put down our landing gear. So here we go. We are coming up on that glide slope capture. Wonderful. Gear is in transition, so we see that the gear is going down. We're waiting for 3 green, and there it is. We're showing 3 green. Let's get an outside view real quick. You can see the runway out in front. The plane is nosing up slightly to allow for to prepare for the landing, I should say. So it looks really good. And then if we look right out in front, we can see the runway right out there. Looking perfect. The ILS is captured, doing a great job. It has turned purple on the glide slope, which means we are directly on the glide slope and locked in. We're going to maintain our speed, even reduce down to about 130. And yeah, we're captured on the localizer, captured on the glide slope. We are ready to bring this bird down safe and sound.
Yes, we are. And then we're going to drop off our cargo and then just do a quick little...
Hop over to
KMCO.
Orlando,
and then we're gonna call, and then our plane will be home.
Yeah, and that'll be it.
2 white and 2 red.
Our plane will have made it all the way down past South Cuba, and all the way back home again.
Yes.
So a great flight, a great live stream. We've been happy to be with you guys. Again, we are not stopping the live stream at this airport. We do have one more that we're going to head over to, but it is only about, I'd say, 20 miles away, 30 miles away, so it is not going to be as long a flight as what we've currently been doing.
I think we probably won't even hit, 5,000 feet.
No. Yeah, definitely not.
We'll take off
Yeah.
and, go up to what, like 2,000?
Yeah. Go ahead and reduce your speed down to about 120. Perfect. Right there. Looks good. We're going to actually see the plane start to pull back as it hits that stall zone. And you see how the nose is kind of coming up a little bit? Yeah. That's exactly what you want, because that actually puts your rear wheels below your front wheel. And so you'll be ready to literally land this plane as soon as you turn off the autopilot. So what you're going to do now is you have passed the runway threshold. Go ahead and disable that autopilot. Good to go. Pull the stick back. Reduce throttle to 0. Okay, don't pull it back too hard now. You want to continue to descend. Okay. Keep pulling back, pull back, pull back. Ooh, that was hard. Oh, and you bounced. Nose down, nose down, nose down. Level it off. Left, 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 left. Holy cow. In a funny way, you went from a perfect ILS approach to a worse landing, I would argue, than over in the islands. But once again, guys, any landing that you can walk away from is a smooth landing. So we'll give it to her. Remember, we are working with a novice pilot. She is new to this aircraft and flying in general. So a hard little bounce there. I don't think our passengers are going to be too happy. I expect quite a number of Yelp reviews to come out of this. But all in all, they did get home safe and sound, so they really shouldn't complain too much, I think. So with that, I think we're going to check on our fuel levels.
Yep, we are about 50%. I think that's perfect.
That's more than enough. Definitely looking good, looking sharp. We almost arguably didn't need to buy any fuel before we left, but it never hurt to fill back up.
And what runway are we going to come into?
So what we're going to do is we're going to come in on 18 right when we reschedule for KMCO. So while you're doing that and setting the plane up, I think I'm going to... Well, I'll let you show them how to set it up in the plane. And then when you go to taxi again, that's when I'll switch over to VFR flight and show how we're going to set up our next leg.
All right. And where do you want to depart out of for...
We're going to go out of 9 right, I believe.
9 right?
No, excuse me. No, that should be 27... Let me double check.
Hang on.
Yeah, it should be 27 right.
Yes, it should be.
Yes.
That is correct.
Yes, so it's 27 right. It'll be on the next page. And that'll be our departure runway.
And then we're going
to approach on 18 right at KMCO. Okay.
Oh.
It's got to be direct into.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, cancel. Clear. No, don't hit execute whenever you do that. Otherwise, you're going to execute the discontinuity error. So hit Hammy, and then click it into...
The discontinuity?
Yeah, discontinuity. Okay, so clear that. Click Hammy, and then we're going to go direct into. And then execute. Now, unfortunately, it does that weird thing, so we're going to need to actually set up the departure.
Well...
So let's go ahead and click Depart. Out of, SFB 8. Let's try that. And then check the legs. Okay, and then, yes, you're going to replace the PPOS with Hammy. It may already be in there on the other page. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so click on that.
And replace the vector.
Direct into. And then replace the vector, yes.
Replace this one?
Yes. Okay, and then what's that discontinuity error?
The vector.
Oh, do that Hammy instead, and then put it in that one. Yeah, we're gonna have to work through that. So
there it is.
Good to go, but then it didn't. Yeah.
Well, it's going direct to Hammy, so.
But it's not. You would have to hand fly that leg. So let's work through it. No worries. Let's do KSFB. From the origin, destination is going to be KMCO. Let's depart out of 28. 27 right. Sorry about that. 27 right. And then do the SFB 8 SID on the way out. Execute. Do legs. Okay. Do direct into. and then replace the vector with Hammy.
Well, I haven't gone. Oh, there it is.
Clear? Huh, that's weird. It is in the database. The heck? Okay.
Why don't you go ahead and show the VFR, and I will see if I can get this working.
Sure, that'll work. Okay, so we're going to switch over here to the VFR here, guys. Give me just 1 second. Okay. Also, everybody's gone very, very quiet in the chat. So yeah, we'll click over here to the VFR. We are currently on the runway for 9er left. We're going to taxi down and go to 27 right. But we're also going to come in here and put in our next leg. So we're going to clear all from our route plan there. And we're going to do a new from database airport. We're going to fly from KSFB. Okay, we're going to search for that. Oops, I put a space there. My bad. There we go. From KSFB. And it's going to show up there on the map as our first waypoint. Then we're going to also do new from database and go into KMCO. So we're going to search for that. And there we go. It's a quick little 21 nautical mile leg. Again, nothing too crazy, but just enough to pick up 4 passengers while we're in Sanford and then bring them on home into KMCO. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here in Sanford. We're going to circle around at the end of the runway, head off out through 27 right, make a left turn, come straight down into the ILS 418 right at KMCO at 111.9. Come straight in through this cone, land on the exact same runway that we took off out of, and then we will park over at the General Aviation Facility for the Dassault Falcon 7X. And that will wrap up our live stream for the evening. So, again, stick around. The live stream's not over just yet, but we will be wrapping up the live stream after we get to KMCO. So stay tuned for that. How's it going over there, Sarah?
It's good. I am currently taxiing over to the end of the runway.
Very nice. So yeah, we will taxi down there to that particular end of the runway, and then we'll take off and head back to KMCO. So we are showing 5 viewers in the chat currently. Just curious, how's everyone doing? What are you guys up to? How are you guys handling the quarantine? It looks like, according to the users page, that we have another TTT viewer. Hello. We have It's a Ozzy and Jumpy Penguin. So hello, people of the chat. Welcome. We hope you're enjoying our flight. If you've been here the whole time, thanks for sticking around. If you're just now joining us, welcome to what is going to be the final leg of the flight.
Oh, you're actually watching this?
Yeah.
I didn't want you to watch this. No, I just got stuck.
Okay. We're just going to get the plane turned around here real quick, and then we will be heading back over to KMCO.
Turn, please.
Okay. There we go. We're going to line up on 27 right. And yeah, without any further ado, I think we've already done all the pre-flight checks and everything. So,
all right.
The only thing from there is to set up the arrival. I think we're not even going to break like 2,000 feet.
You want to just go straight up to 2,000?
Yeah, and keep it below, like, I would say lock it in at like 210 max. Because again, this flight's going to go by so fast that we're going to blink and we're going to be there.
Yeah, because, Hammy is at 3,000 feet, so.
Which is fine. We'll come in at the glide slope.
That's true.
We'll come in under the glide slope. It'll be fine.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be perfect. So, yeah, the only thing left to do is to start the flight, load up our passengers. Remember, guys, we did drop off 446 kilograms of freight on the last one for a total payout of $6,000. Now we are going to take 4 passengers from SFB over to KMCO.
All right. Parking
So,
brake off.
Yeah,
And I am.
let's go ahead and do it.
I am heading down the runway.
Okay, here we go. Nice slow crawl to get the engines warmed up there.
This plane is so heavy.
And here we go. Okay, yep, we're going to keep it right there on the center line. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay. Flaps are completely up. Looks good. Okay, little on the right. There we go. Let's keep it right on the center line. 100. 110. 120. 130. And 140. Rotate. All right. Positive rate. Gear up. Tap the brakes. Good to go. Okay. Gear is in transition. All right. We have indicating gear is up. So let's go ahead and utilize that autopilot feature that we love so much. Set it to 210 so we don't bypass that too quickly. Because guess what? We're already there. This plane is monstrously fast. The top speed of it, I believe, is over 700 miles per hour. And right now, we're really trying to keep her in first gear just to get it over there.
Yeah. I
yeah,
am going the wrong way.
no worries. Go ahead and, make that left turn now. Go ahead and set your heading bug to 180. Okay. Yep, go ahead and rotate that around to 180. There we go. Perfect. And the plane will go ahead and capture onto that. That's awesome. Close enough. And then we will also make sure that our VS is going up to 2,000 feet because currently we're only at 1,000. And the people down below are giving us a noise complaint.
Yes, they are.
So, yes, we will VS up to there, and then we will also go direct into Hammy. Unfortunately, our attempts to utilize that were thwarted by the fact that we put the runway as 12 left.
Yeah,
not 12 right.
Did that on purpose, so.
Gotcha. So, so what we're actually going to do is we're just going to basically utilize the heading bug
we're good.
Get us into Hammy. And then we will be able to transition from Hammy on into KMCO. So, it's all good. No worries.
We have the heading bag off.
Okay.
And we should be heading... Oh, I am on nav. That's why. Okay. And there we go. I got it. We're good. Everything's good.
Not bad.
I fixed it. I fixed it, guys.
Okay. And hopefully that's aligning with Hammy. It should be.
I think it should be. That's what it says.
If it is, it's a little far. I don't think it is. I think we're going to have to set up the... Oh, wait. Well, maybe. Yeah, let's give it
another minute.
Try.
111.9.
Okay, let's make sure that that's locked in. It is heading that way, but I don't know if that's going to be for Hammy or not. Yeah, this is not the right transition for Hammy. So let's go ahead and utilize that heading bug again. And yeah, we're gonna have to go ahead and use. We're gonna have to do a heading of 160 now to basically account for that error. Yeah, so 160 should be fine. We'll go ahead and get it turned around, line it back up with Hammy.
And then hopefully once we hit Hammy, it should jump onto the...
Correct. Yes, that's correct. So, yeah, so we'll utilize that. Head into Hammy. We have a current heading of 160, 1,935 feet at 213 knots. So, not bad. Here we go. Only 5 nautical miles more till we reach Hammy. Like we said, guys, this plane is extremely fast, and we're only basically bunny hopping it from a total nautical mile distance of 20. So it's essentially like saying you're taking your car to somewhere you could have walked. But, yep, so we're going to go straight into Hammy now. And then it should transition straight from Hammy to Tuffy. Okay. And as soon as it aligns with Hammy, we will go ahead and turn off the heading bug after we realign ourselves, because we do have the airport out there in sight. So we're going to realign ourselves with 18 right and begin working towards the airport. Okay, yep, and it shows that the plane is rotating to, or I should say rolling to meet that localizer. We are not yet using the approach, but we do need to reduce our speed down significantly. So let's go ahead and lower our speed down to about 160 and utilize our air brake. Okay, there we go. Air brake is deployed. We're seeing a massive reduction in airspeed, which is exactly what we want. And the engines will keep us throttled to 160, even though we have those air brakes deployed.
And should I go ahead and do the approach yet?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do the approach now. So we're going to make sure that the LNAV and the heading are off. We're going to switch to nav 1 and arm the approach.
Cool.
Okay. Looks good. We are almost directly on the localizer. It's just going to make some minor adjustments there. We are 1,700 feet off the ground currently, and we have captured the glide slope. So it looks like that glide slope is on its way down, and we're going to lower our landing gear to prepare for landing. Let's go ahead and set 2 notches of flaps. Okay. Everything looks good. The glide slope is captured. It has turned purple. We are seeing the plane react to that update, I should say. And we're going to reduce our speed even further down to 140. There we go. Okay. Let's go 130. Outstanding. Yep, that's perfect. And just before we cross the runway threshold, we're going to drop it to 120.
Gotcha.
So I'll keep you updated on that. But yes, guys, to update, we have captured the localizer. We are at 1,300 feet. I will be doing the AWS callouts for this flight since we don't have audio for the flight itself. The glide slope is captured, and we are using ILS to bring the plane on in. So here we go. We're crossing into the first call out now. 1,000 feet. Okay, so we're currently holding at not holding at 1,000, excuse me. We've transitioned past 1,000. Next call out is at 500 feet, but we are not there yet. And yeah, we just kind of bring it on in. We did not deploy our gear.
Oh,
It says. So we will
What?
go ahead and put that gear on down.
I did hit the button.
Yeah, it was indicating, but I guess it went back up. So now we are 3 green,
That was weird.
showing gear down. Go ahead and go full flaps. So we have full flap deflection there to help us out with creating drag over the wings in order to slow down the plane. Okay, we are at 500 feet. Okay. At 50 feet, you're going to disable the autopilot, and at 10 feet, you're going to rotate and put the wheels on the ground. Okay? So I'll give you those call outs. Reduce speed to 120. 300 feet. Go ahead and reduce it to 110. That's good right there. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just reduce it. 200 feet. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. Oof. Bounce. Okay. Nose it down. Hold it back. Hold it back. All right. And down. All right. Apply your brakes. All right. A little bit of a bumpy landing, but a lot smoother than we had over in Sanford. And we are officially down on the ground. Let's go ahead and line back up with that center line. Just kidding. And yeah, that's it, guys. So we have officially made it back to Orlando International Airport. That is our home airport. We flew, just to give a quick recap, from KMCO all the way down to South Cuba, to an island called Cayo Largo. Then we came all the way back up from Cayo Largo to Sanford Air Force Base, which is just north of Orlando, where we started. And now we are back in KMCO. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to taxi the plane off and go taxi back over to the general aviation area, shut the plane down, and we will call this live stream here. And we thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely stay tuned. Tomorrow we have a Minecraft day that we're going to do. We're going to go to Disney World again. Last week we were at the Magic Kingdom. This week we are going to go to a park of your choice. So definitely be sure to look us up by the same name that we have here. If you are on Twitch or if you are on YouTube, no matter where you come from, check us out. Subscribe to us on YouTube and basically stay up to date on all the things that we've got coming up. So yes, like I was saying, so tomorrow, Friday, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we are going to go back to a Disney park of your choice. We have a community poll that is up that you can vote in, and let us know what park you guys would like to visit. So, bringing the plane on over here to the general aviation area so that it can be hangared for the night. We do keep it garage kept because, of course, this is a multi-million-dollar aircraft. We want it to stay in mint condition. So we're going to go ahead and apply the brakes and park it out here. There we go. All right, the brakes are set. We're going to go ahead and turn off our engines now and basically set the plane back to be utilized next time.
I don't know how to turn this off.
So look down at the throttle quadrant. You're going to turn off the fuel.
Do I just push these down?
Yep.
Oh, that's easy enough.
And now the engines have been disabled. They have fuel cut to them. They won't have fuel anymore.
Easy enough. And now
and
just
then
turn
basically
the batteries?
you just disable the batteries.
And then
And that's it.
off. That's easy enough.
Yeah, and that's the whole shutdown sequence.
Oh, that's easy.
So, and there we go, guys. Like I said, we are going to wrap up the stream here. We thank you guys so much for joining us. Definitely be sure to leave that like and a comment and let us know. Hello, Jacob. Sorry you missed most of the stream, but we are taking off for the night. We did just fly this almost all over the country. Jacob says, oh, bye. I know, unfortunately, we have been streaming for about 3.5 hours and just got back from a trip all the way down to Cuba, and now we are back home at our home airport and landed safely 3 separate times. It was really, really, really cool. I hope you get straight A's on your homework and all the tests that you have coming up.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, so with that, I think we're going to wrap up this stream here. But if you liked it, definitely be sure to punch that like button and keep up to date with what we've got going on. And, yeah, definitely be sure to tune in tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be Friday the 24th, today. It's going to be today. It's officially 12:04 a.m. here.
Oh, jeez.
So it's officially today. So today at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we are going to be going and playing in Minecraft, and we're going to go to Disney.
To a park.
So, Yeah.
Until then,
From all of us at the Planetary Gamers, I'm Brandon.
and I'm Sarah.
And we'll see you guys in the next live stream. Bye.
Okay, bye.